Good morning, everyone. This is Ravegal. We are playing some more Pokemon Emerald. This is a Draftlocke, which means that we've got our box ahead of time based on a draft that I did with some friends. You can check out the results in the first episode. And we are playing the Speedchoice, which means that it has removed most of the content with the evil teams, just basically the gym leaders left for story. So we are getting ready for Winona. And from here, we are going to be pretty much just cruising through the last couple gyms. Hopefully. we'll see how accurate cruising is. For the sake of visibility, I am going to be timing this. I am probably going to cut after we beat the gym when we do our level ups. And the reason for that is pretty straightforward. The next gyms are a pretty sizable level gap, and I don't want to sit there and push the button like 50 times getting my team ready. Hopefully it doesn't take quite that long, but regardless. I'll keep the timer running. We'll cut when we get to that point. Let's do Winona. We are in Fortree. I don't remember if we need to do the scope. We do need to do the scope. Okay. Well, that'll be a little bit more then. That's fine. Like, none of this is super effective. It's just not super fast. And that will be fast. Do I have a faster front person here? I'm just gonna throw Gallade in front. This will also take out the Kecleon quickly. One shot with Sacred Sword feels like it should be fun. It is a good choice. Rude. Teleport back to Fortree. You know what? Let's at least give these guys some orange berries just to be safe. And I haven't actually bought any healing items this entire time, just for the sake of being a little bit more on top of things. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a few hyper potions. Just to save us trips back into town to heal. Wild Pokemon fled. We shouldn't need any more repels. Then is that okay? I'm getting so nervous about my Hitmonchan here. Because this is a flying type gym and we're going in with fighting types, but we're going in with really powerful fighting types with fire or with an ice type move. Actually, that'll work. And I got rid of Detect. Whoops. And Pelipper is pretty slow, so this should be fine. Let's see, this goes. Whoops. That's okay. Yeah, that's a neutral. There goes an Oranberry. Just to be clear, that's why we have ice types. It's for Tropius, basically. Or ice type moves. There's not actually a lot of good ice types in this game, which I was slightly disappointed by. Once we get past this gym, we'll be in range where we can get, or where we can actually start using my ice type of choice, which is going to be Glaceon. But we are not at that point yet. I just realized that I haven't added any time. Just a second. Okay, that should be pretty close. The first part of the video was 8 minutes. So this one in particular, there's one scary thing at the end of it. Everything except for that Altaria is totally reasonable. So this is the scary part. It should Dragon Dance here. It may Earthquake though. This is why I should have leveled up Rhyhorn, literally for this moment. Because I just realized that switching in... Actually, this still wouldn't have been good. How are these guys defensively? Nobody's amazing. You know what? We're gonna risk it. I really don't care if I lose Octillery. So, if this goes straight into Earthquake, it's fine. I think he's gonna Dragon Dance here though, and that should give us the ability to safely Aurora Beam here, which did not kill. I was hoping it would. We got through. Tropius almost goes down to an Aurora Beam right there. We were faster and it's locked in. Skarmory. Okay, so this is where we can probably do a safe switch back to Electivire. It'd be ideal if we had something with a special electric attack here, but we still take it out in 2 hits, so I don't feel too bad. And Pelipper goes down very easily. Okay, that's was more challenging than the previous ones. We got some pretty solid stuff going on. And like I said, this now gives us the ability to head to basically out to the ocean, which is going to be Tate and Liza, and then we can head from there over to Hoenn. So the big thing here is that we have a big change up with our team. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done offline. Like I said, I will run the timer while I do it, and then we will jump back in from here. Okay, it took about 20 minutes, which is a little more than I thought it was going to, but I'm just going to take a moment to go through what I did here. So Electivire's just leveled up. Pretty straightforward. Gastrodon. This might seem like a weird answer into Tate and Liza, but I'm hoping that'll make sense as I show you what's going on here. Surf. Its partner. Water Absorb, Lantern. Also with Surf. So I believe the way this should work is in the doubles match with Tate and Liza, where there are 3 things that are weak to water, we should be able to spam Surf and / or Discharge, because I know I think there's also like a Xatu or a Sigilith in the first part of the fight, and Discharge will also help with the flying side, and neither Gastrodon nor Lantern will hit each other. So that's my plan for Tate and Liza. Back up. Cacturne Sucker Punch. Dark type that can switch into a Psychic type move. And then we also just have Gallade with Nightblade, or Night Slash rather. And we've got our Glaceon here ready to go as well as a backup. Now, the reason that Glaceon is my ice type of choice for this run is Freeze Dry. Freeze Dry is only accessible on 2 of the Pokemon that we had available in the draft, because it's mostly learned by later gen Pokemon. So Glalie was the other one, and I basically said if I don't get Glalie, we're doing Glaceon. With Snowcloak plus actual snow rather than hail, Glaceon's going to get a solid boost to defense and evasion. And then Freeze Dry is quad effective against so many things, including the Kingdras from both of our late from both Wallace and Hoenn. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. And like, if you didn't pick up from that, this is actually my team going into both Tate and Liza and Hoenn. So we'll just have one more level up and switch over after this. Let's go. This is one of the hard guys. I don't think you can... I don't know how you actually get those guys to swap. Like I said earlier, I'm not actually a speedrunner, I just play one on the weekends. Or pretend to be one on the weekends, at least. We should be able to just walk through this section. It's mostly just a matter of how fast it goes. I have Electivire out front, mostly because we're going to be surfing in a bit here. But also partially... Oh god. This is 2 double battles, so it's just basically a choice of which one. And I really don't want to... Let's do this. That's actually really unfortunate. Nincada is a ground type, so I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted here. But we can discharge. Which is going to trigger Motor Drive on Electivire and do no damage. Electivire has the Silk Scarf equipped as well. Which is making those quick attacks hit even harder. We do not... We do not have cut, so we can't take that route. Which I don't think we need to anyway. That's obnoxious. Yeah, we'll continue burning repels. I was thinking because the other guy was pacing that this wouldn't be a factor. I should have gone the other way, apparently. That's okay. The number of things that are not immune to lightning in this game, like that are neutral to lightning, oops, is very high. It's pretty much just grass types that are an issue. And the occasional ground type, like that Nincada. But for the most part, Thunder Punch is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Trying to remember which ones are which. I'm pretty sure Aspir is Freeze, which is the one we probably need least. Although I can bring it... That could be good for the Elite Four. Roust is Burn. Chesto is Sleep. That's actually a really good one. I think it's this way. That's obnoxious. Super effective low kick. This is gonna be a little bit weird, but we're actually gonna backtrack real quick here. Specifically, that's gonna let us use Fly to get back to the city. Forgot to repel. That's okay. Down to 123. Guess let's go ahead and grab the rest of these just to make sure we've got everything that we might need. Citrus is actually very good. Those are better healing berries. Pecha, I think, is poison. Which probably means Pecha and Persim are collectively poison and okay, that's another Lepa berry. That's okay. That's okay. Trying to remember how far we have to go here and where. I don't actually know which NPC I need to talk to. So I guess let's just hope that I'm not going the wrong way. I feel like I am right now. There's a lot of these one-ways, so it'll be interesting. We're specifically looking for an NPC that's going to be giving us the TM for Giga Drain. This is actually an interesting team. And an obnoxious one, apparently. Let's get you out of there. This is almost certainly a grass-type move. Gallade, that should be neutral. Gallade has so much coverage. I feel like I went too far. Maybe not. I think it's... Is it in this house? I think it's right here. Because I remember seeing something about the Berry Master. I don't really want your berries, sir. Well, that's a little unfortunate. So I think it's on the other side of that gap because you had to come down to 123 from above to get to it. I guess maybe it's just further. I just want to see if there's another drop-off over here. No, because that's on Route 118, and it says it's on 123. Or at least my notes say it's on 123, which is not actually guaranteed that it's accurate. Well, let's see if we can just get back to 123 this way quick and take another look, I guess. It's an NPC. There we go. That's all I needed to do. That makes me so mad. I didn't need to go through any of that, but that's okay. Okay. But that gives me my last piece for this. Okay, my notes say that Gastrodon can learn that. I am apparently wrong. That makes Gastrodon a little bit weaker into Juan, but we still have like 4 other Pokemon that can go through Juan's Pokemon, so I'm not gonna worry about it. We don't need to fight May. I think we just continue from here. I don't think you get Dive or Waterfall in this area. Let's do a quick Pokenav check. Yeah, so we're heading to Moss Deep. The Giga Drain TM will still be useful. Promise. Making sure Gyarados goes down here. I absolutely love these pairings where you can just cut loose with like area of effect moves. Which is part of why I was really excited to try out that water absorb strat. Trying to remember. There's King's Rock. The TM for dive is somewhere in this city, or the HM rather for dive. We can't use it yet anyway. Let's go ahead and do a switcheroo here. Person is confusion. Awesome. I think I just want a citrus berry. That's the Space Center. That's not what we wanted. I always get lost in this town. I will say, this is also a really nasty gym. Just in terms of there's a lot of battles here. And I don't know whether our strat is going to get through all of the gym? It might. Lantern goes first. Gives a power boost. I feel like that's not right yet. I think we have to do this one first. Okay, so we have one fight here. That's fine. Since this is a solo, I actually should have switched to a more neutral. That's fine, though. We can take out a Natu. Okay. So now we can go over here and it'll go to orange. Should have switched again there, but that's okay. Basically, what I would just be doing different here is putting something like Gallade out front that has an actual super effective move. We should still stomp this because Gastrodon is just a good Pokemon. I realize that's probably actually slightly controversial to say, but I really like Gastrodon, so... Oh. Whoops. And Tate and Liza. So, Claydol, Solrock, and Lunatone are all weak to Surf. So the only thing here that isn't is that Xatu. I'm gonna go ahead and just double up Surf here. Gastrodon going first is actually not always good. I probably should have actually taken off the Quick Claw as I'm thinking about this, but that's okay. Gastrodon drops. That's bad. That's really bad. I was not expecting that. Okay. Well, my entire strategy... there's a reason I have backups. My entire strategy just got taken out, so... Yeah. Solrock's probably going for Flamethrower into Cacturn here. So I feel like I just double up, make sure it drops. That's fine. And now it's 2-on-1 against Lunatone. Okay, that gives us Calm Mind. I am a little frustrated that Gastrodon went down. As I just said, it is a Pokemon that I really like. That's one that I was like really excited to have that strategy. I do think that the Quick Claw actually was a mistake. And I mentioned it, and I didn't actually do anything about it, and that was a mistake. Because the way that works, that if Lantern had gone first, that would mean that if Lantern goes first, that means that Gastrodon would have gotten a special attack boost, which then would have also healed. So, yeah. Who do I take on this next section then? I think we're gonna try this. So there's two downsides here. One is because we had to switch that out, that also now means that I have to level up another Pokemon. And this video has ended up taking a little bit longer than I expected, so I think we're going to go ahead and wrap here, and we will hopefully finish up next time. So I will once again keep the timer running while I'm leveling up Surskit, and we will go from there. Hope you're enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.